Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Three Bros and a Mic.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, welcome back, man. So today's episode, man. Well, first of all, I'm so sorry, man. You know who we got here: Zay, Mark, Mike, J Mac, man. We make up Three Bros and a Mic, man. So we want to talk, man. We want to talk, man, about how beauty, it ain't that deep. Ooh.
Okay. You say, what do you mean by that, Jimmy?
Right.
Yeah, you know,
Ain't that deep?
you know, beauty ain't that deep, man. You know, we have a lot of TV shows that we watch out here.
Yeah.
You know, Love is Blind on Netflix, Married at First Sight,
Yeah.
dating apps, and a lot of people that we know, man, who talk about, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and beauty. They talking about beauty is deep.
It's a lie, man.
Yeah,
It's a lie.
they talking about, they talk about how beauty is deep, and you can hear beauty when you talk to them, and what y'all feeling about that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You got to be attracted to the person regardless, man. That's at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I think that's the basis of
Physically.
Physically, right?
Right, yeah.
And I think that's the basis of what we're trying to go, where we're trying to go. So for me, my first experience was Facebook, when Facebook was first popping or whatever, right?
Shout
And
out.
Right.
I had somebody befriend me. She was from out of town. I mean, her pictures were amazing, immaculate.
No
you
pictures,
know?
boy.
Her pictures were immaculate.
The light was hitting her right.
Right, so
Light was hitting her right.
The only right side.
Right.
Sent
Take a picture from my good side.
Right, so sent the DM. I don't even know if it was called a DM at that time, but sent the DM or
Right.
whatever. Hit her inbox up,
That messenger.
or Facebook Dropbox is what it was called back then.
Yeah, I think so. Right. Yeah, it was Messenger back then. It was-
Yeah,
I think it was Dropbox.
Dropbox. So,
Dropbox,
so shout out to all my people back there, 2005, 2006. But anyway, we exchanged numbers, kicked it, and started communicating from there. And I mean, conversation was very healthy, y'all. Like it was strong, man. It was really cool. We connected. We got on the phone, but I never seen this girl again. I'm only going off of her,
Of
her
her profile, right?
off her profile.
A little catfish.
You know what I'm
to me,
saying?
bro.
Off
Right.
of her profile. And see, back then we didn't have telecommunication, so I couldn't. There was no FaceTiming.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we talked on the phone. I knew her voice. I mean, she was real.
Right.
Right.
No man
And,
Tateo.
Right. She sounded real, and
Sounded real. God, no.
Man, shout out to Crown to get into
Right,
this episode.
yeah,
man. Y'all drink with us one
so
J man, she sound like a robot. She sounded real. Yeah.
she sounded real, and I mean, but the vibe was good, man. And she hit me up one time and said, I'm gonna be in New Orleans for Mardi Gras.
Okay.
Turn up.
For Mardi Gras, and let's catch up. Let's
Come through.
Fat Tuesday.
And I think at this point we was shout out to Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
At this point we was maybe about 3-4 months in and just communicating.
It's
you know what I'm
time.
saying?
It's
We
time
was
to meet
talking-
now.
We
Yeah,
was
it's
talking
time. We
consistently.
overdue.
Consistently, man.
Right.
And, I'm going back and forth through her pictures. I'm
Yeah,
sure she was going
yeah.
back and
Facts.
forth through mine.
This expectation's high at this point.
Right, yeah, facts.
And she I guess what the young folks nowadays call drop your location. At that point she just she shared where she was at her
She done
location.
dropped a pin on you.
Yeah,
Hey.
and I met up with her, and
Okay.
she's texting me and I'm texting her, and
Right.
I'm like, wave your hand. She waves her hand. I wave mine.
Oh man.
And,
Here we go.
I'm looking. I see her, but I'm
Right,
like,
nah,
I
that
text
can't
back-
be.
I text back and I say, no, wave your hand.
Again. Do it again. Do it again. Wait a minute, because this can't be right.
I was like,
Whoa,
Right,
boy.
yeah,
know,
can't be right.
and she like, and this is at the corner of what was that, Royale and Canal. I
He
think.
remembers
Royale.
this vividly.
exactly what
Right,
he
yeah, time and location.
And
Right,
she
yeah.
like- I'm like, no, wave your hand. And
Right.
like, I mean, it's Mardi Gras, so it's a lot of people
Right.
out there with us. So I'm like, nah, that's not her.
Damn.
Lo and behold, it ended up being her.
Wow.
And, we do a formal introduction, and
Right.
I looked like how I looked in my
Right.
pics, and
She did not.
did not
Ooh.
at all. You know what I'm saying? So,
See that?
I mean, beauty at that point for me really wasn't skin deep.
Right.
So.
So did you ghost her after that, Mike?
Nah, so we talked about this. We talked about this in.
You don't owe her no extra.
Right.
No,
Sound like ghosted, man.
that don't qualify. That don't qualify. I couldn't. I don't consider that respectable. If you know what I'm saying. That don't qualify because we was talking for like 4 months.
Right.
But
But I
so
was-
yes,
you told
I
her-
was ghosted.
You
Right.
told her how you feel? And
Right,
that's
yeah.
it.
I did not tell her how I felt.
Right, at
I
that
did not tell her
moment.
how I felt, but I didn't like just ghost her.
Right.
I mean, I just.
She probably felt the energy though.
Yeah, for sure.
She felt the shift
For sure.
She changed.
For sure. She definitely
Facts.
figured that. But yeah, man, for me, man, and the sad part about it is, and this is I guess the take home message, right? It's
Right.
like there was like at least what I felt, a real connection without having seen it.
Right.
So it
Facts.
shows you the power of like how humans can really connect.
Bro,
Right.
Physical
With,
attraction
like,
is
facts,
real.
man.
Physical attraction is
Right.
really just like a icing on the cake. But
Yeah,
like,
but-
you can actually connect
Bro,
with people.
so
Right.
talking about these TV shows and these dating shows, so is love truly blind, bro?
In my case, no.
It don't sound like it is.
Right? No.
It don't sound like it
No.
is.
Yes,
I
yeah,
said
no.
the end. No.
Because you just say you connected for 3 or 4 months,
Right.
and then you saw this
I
person.
don't care
and
what
you were
nobody
like,
say. We are all visual creatures, man. You
By
like what you
nature.
like, and what you don't like. You're not gonna be stimulated by that particular. It is nothing that they
That's
can do.
it.
So how do you explain these people that are falling in love on these on the reality shows? Like,
Money.
love is
Money. They're doing it for money. Because we are 4 different individuals, man. And I guarantee you, if we go down the line right now, everybody right here would say, if I'm not physically attracted to you, if I see you, we can have the greatest connection just based off your story, even your story, Mike. You can have the greatest mental attraction. But when I see you in person, all that goes out the window, man. And it just like, we can be cool. We can be friends, but it's not going to be nothing romantic.
You know what though?
Right.
You know what? I feel like something would have came from that situation had I not been predisposed to like the pics at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So if she would have showed you who she was originally without even talking and talk to you, would you have been open to talk to her?
Would you pursue?
No.
that?
In her original state,
No, not in her original state.
There it is.
No.
Right, there it
No.
is.
But listen though, right? Had she had a Facebook profile with none of those pics though,
Right.
and like she just hit me in the DM or I hit her
Right.
in the DM
With no
and we
picture.
with no picture at all.
Right.
Like I feel like I still would have because we would have already connected at that
Right.
point. I wouldn't have had an expectation of her look.
Right.
And so I would have been more receptive. I just wouldn't have been.
So it took you longer to go
Cat-
through.
So
Then
you wouldn't have been so thrown off because
Right.
I would've
the
been so
expectation
thrown
was
off.
up here.
Right.
And then,
Right, yeah, right.
Right, so
So
I
you
wouldn't
would have
have
been basing it off.
I wouldn't have
what
had
you-
an expectation.
Right,
So
yeah.
that's where it's just
Got
like
you.
I do believe the connectivity trumps like the physical attraction. But when you catfish somebody,
Right.
that's when it kind of throws it off. Because now
Right.
it's just like, oh, we connect on this level. I see you.
Right.
Now I'm physically attracted to you on this
Right.
level. But then like what the reality is you threw all of that off.
Right.
So I think that's where
Mike, you have given me a new respect for you because you telling me if this young lady wouldn't have had a picture, right, and she blew you away, stimulated you mentally in every aspect,
anybody would have done that.
and you saw her in person, and she didn't do anything for you physically, you would have just bypassed all that because
Well, I
y'all
wouldn't
mental.
say she ain't do anything physically. Like, of course, I mean, I got a standard. I mean,
Right, yeah,
people got
exactly.
That's what
Here
we
we
talking
go.
about.
Here we
That's what
go.
we talking about.
Yeah, let's get to the nitty gritty.
All
Right.
right. I mean, if you're not a butterface, then I mean,
Oh.
like,
Right.
But the thing is, yeah, I got a standard. So
Right.
it's not any and
Everybody
everything.
does.
Right.
Everybody does.
Right. It's not any and everything, but
Right.
I think that had the pictures not been distorted or pulled from Google
Pixelated. What was
or
that?
whatever,
Pixelated.
Whatever she did,
Airbrush.
Airbrush and all of that. I really think she really was pulling images off of Google, because what I saw, or maybe I was drunk.
So was catfishing the thing back then, or was she like originator? Like she was. Had you heard of catfishing then?
I didn't hear about it then, but I
So you
knew
was
it
like
a
one of the
real
originators,
thing.
Mike. You was
Nah, this was new to me. This was
right. That's what I'm
Facebook
saying.
days.
So it was like you
Bro,
was
he-
one of
he-
the pioneers.
Bro, he was like pre-man.
Right.
Bro. That's what it sounded like.
This was legit Facebook days. What threw it off was legit. What threw it off was like the interaction, like the,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
the
The-
DMing, and
right,
text
yeah.
messaging, and all
Facts.
that. And
That's
you
exactly
know,
how
Right.
it goes.
And we couldn't FaceTime
Right.
back then.
That's
You
Mike
know?
was man, and I think I'm getting too deep. Mike, was she sending like pictures like you be like, yo, she's like, let me send you a picture, like, oh, just today thinking about you, Mike, and sent you a picture, and it was not her.
It wasn't heavy. I don't think we was like picture heavy then. Like,
Right.
in the text message
Yeah.
back
Okay.
then.
Right.
This
right.
was like 2005. Man,
Right.
Like
Facts.
2006. So I don't
Facts.
think we was
right
like,
after Facebook
Right.
came out.
Yeah,
Facts.
so it wasn't like heavy then, because I
Right.
had all the pictures right there at my
at your disposal, right
on
there, right?
on
Yeah.
On the profile.
Yeah, on the
Yeah,
profile.
yeah.
So it's just like I ain't have to ask for the
Right,
signature.
yeah, just-
I just log on to Facebook and
Yeah,
it's like,
just
oh,
see it right
dang.
there. It wasn't like, Mike, let me brighten up your day. Let me send you a pic. Type
Nah.
thing.
But
Yeah.
like, I mean, the conversations was heavy.
Right.
It got to a point where it's like, I mean, she like involved her like friends,
Oh,
and like her
wow.
friends knew of me, and so
Right.
like her friends would pick up the phone like, oh hey Mike,
Oh. She like this my guy. Like she said this my
man.
man.
Like that, and I never seen
intricate.
this girl. I never seen this girl in my life. I just seen the pictures of her and we
Yo.
just straight off of Facebook.
Right, 101.
But her homegirls are picking up the phone like, "Oh, hey, Mike, yeah, she's here.
Right.
Come on, like, let me give you the
Wow.
phone."
Yeah, that's
She
So I'm like,
had
now-
accomplices.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
knee deep now, bro.
Right, yeah.
crazy.
You know,
Dang.
so, you know, I mean, I seen that girl on that corner, man, and I was just like, hold on, raise your hand. She like, I am raising my hand. I was like,
Right.
no, I can't see you. Raise your hand.
Man, wow.
I can't make this up, man.
Wow.
So,
How long?
And that is our episode.
right there. We can wrap it up right there. Mike, how long did that date last, bro? From that time period when you really realized that was her.
Afterwards, I think it was maybe a stretch of we still communicated because again, like I said, like I'm a nice guy,
Right.
And we communicated, but like my
Yeah,
expectations
but
had gotten shot.
the level of communication teetered off. It wasn't what it was pre meetup.
Not at all. For her it was.
Right,
For her it was, and for me it was just like I mean I don't know how to communicate to somebody that
Right.
oh,
This
yo,
to deceive me purposely.
like I mean because you're the same person in these pictures, but
Right.
you're not
Right.
like, not even close.
you intentionally deceived me.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
So,
Mike said, wave your hand.
Say no. Wait.
She said I am.
bro, it was a lot
He
of
said wave with your right hand.
bro. This is Mardi Gras, man. You got people up there trying to catch keys or whatever, and she's like, yeah, now I'm right here. I'm at the corner.
Bro, you couldn't believe what he saw the first time. He was like,
That ain't you, man.
Yeah. Because
no, that ain't you.
That ain't
you
you. So
ain't
I don't
tell
know
me
how.
you're not left-handed, so wave with your right hand.
Right. So I don't know how these cats do it, but I do believe
Man.
like there is some like truth to that. Like
Right.
I mean, you look at some of these reality shows. Like one of the first reality shows, The Bachelor.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
But at least they could see the people. They were like,
That's-
it's different.
Yeah, you can see a person.
They've elevated now. Like J Mac said, it's like the Love Is Blind. Like they
Married at
talking through
First Sight.
doors and walls and stuff,
Right.
and you trying to see, like, kind of like with you though, Mike. I guess what they trying to do is establish a mental stimulation other than just being based
Right.
off physical.
Right.
And they're trying to support it by science. They're
Right,
saying,
yeah.
hey, there's a scientific research saying that hey, you can connect on this level,
Right.
due to these variables,
Right.
Then that makes y'all match.
Yeah,
right?
and you'll slide your scale physically because you've already made that mental connection.
Exactly.
Yeah, facts,
Exactly.
you know?
But when it comes down to it,
Right.
going back to prehistoric thing,
Yeah.
it's innate they have a physical attraction,
Facts.
right? So
Right.
you can deny it all you want to. And we've seen it in these shows, right? We've seen it in these shows
Right.
that they get past the first stage, the honeymoon phase, they move in, and they just realize, hey, we ain't having sex because I ain't physically attracted
Right?
to this
Yeah,
person.
I don't want.
But,
You know what I'm saying?
but I will say on the flip side of that, I've seen some couples where on these shows they physically attracted, but they're not mentally connected.
Right.
true.
So it go both ways. It cut both
go
ways.
both
though.
ways.
Both ways.
Yeah, because even the ones like Married at First Sight, it's gonna be tragic because they start playing that suspenseful music or you know what I'm saying, swing or whatever. Right. And they crying and running back to their family and friends like I don't like him.
So break down. So I haven't never seen an episode of Marriage at
I
First
love
Sight.
it.
Oh, bro, I'll give
So just
you a
break
good
it
show,
down
man.
like real quick.
I'll give you a good one, bro.
Right.
Break it
Man.
down real quick.
Last season, man, Alyssa, man.
Uh-oh.
I'm a good person.
Right.
So
Good
basically-
people don't have to tell people that I'm a good person.
That's the problem right
You
there.
shouldn't have to.
But wait, so Mike, where the way it works, man? There's three like specialists, doctors who,
Dr. Pepper.
right? Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal, and someone else, man. They help match. They're like matchmakers,
Right.
So everybody, who they go to different cities, hold auditions. People come in, they find out what you into, all of that.
Right.
And then what they do, they get together collectively, the matchmakers, and they look at all the interview videos and they look at your profile. They see who would best match you
Right.
off of what you want in a mate, but also ultimately what you need mentally.
Right. So looking at your resume.
Right.
Right. So then they
Not even considering the physical attraction. They don't even consider it.
they barely consider
Right.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
I'm
may
about to
look
say.
at it, but they
But
barely.
it- yeah,
Like
it's-
sometimes somebody say I want somebody tall, and they may be able to find somebody who's tall but has all the other things.
Right.
Sometimes they may find somebody who's short who has every other thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then you got to think about is it really about physical attraction?
Right.
So then when they meet, the first time that they meet is at the altar, at the wedding altar.
Right.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Married at first sight.
Married at first sight.
Literally.
They
Yeah.
meet
On their wedding day.
The,
Right.
the matchmakers go to find the people to tell them.
But they
you're
court.
getting-
They court.
No.
They don't talk at all.
Your first time meeting is at the altar.
Oh,
at
crazy.
the altar, bro.
Right.
So they meet at the altar, but they go to the person and say, "Hey, you're gonna get married. We found you a match. You're gonna get married in 2 weeks." So then they go and they gotta go tell their families, "Hey, we're getting." They know their families know that they're on this show,
Right.
But then they say, "Hey, yo, I'm getting married in 2 weeks." Like, yo, you get married in 2 weeks, and then they meet old boy or old girl at the altar. That's your first look.
Right. So you stand there at the altar and you see old girl come down. It's the first time you see her.
Right.
And right then and there, do you take off, runaway groom, runaway bride, or do you say,
So what have people done?
It's
Have
been a
people,
mixed
like,
bag,
have
right?
It's
people-
a mixed bag, bro.
Right,
Like the girl from last season, man, Alyssa, man, she had a very particular look she was going for.
Right.
But they found somebody who hit all the other check marks for
Right.
her.
All her needs.
All her
Right, yeah,
needs.
right.
Not a
Not
one.
her
What
wants.
she said she wanted, right.
Right. So when she saw old boy, he was well off.
Right, yeah.
Had everything she
Yeah.
needed, quote, needed.
He just
Right.
wasn't tall.
He wasn't her. She wasn't
right.
attracted
Her
to
body
him.
type, his
Right.
body type was not what she
Not what
wanted.
She was tuned off, man. And what she did goes back to what Zay said about the money. She was like, yo, I'm just going to ride this out because they got honeymoons.
Right.
They ain't paying for them honeymoons.
No.
The show is. They got, the free apartment.
Yeah.
All
She
that.
want to be on TV.
She was trying to be on TV. She was trying to
Right.
ride it out.
And she said that?
No,
No,
she-
it was
her
implied,
actions-
though. It was
Oh,
implied.
Her action showed it, but old boy beat it to the punch because they got 8 weeks to 8 weeks of being married.
Right.
And then at the end of the 8 weeks, they had what they call decision day.
Yeah.
Do they want to stay married to the person that they met at the altar?
Right.
Okay.
Or they can divorce.
Right.
So here's the thing.
Or no, because it's not a divorce yet.
Yeah,
At the time.
facts.
Right. So then what happens is, oh boy, I think this might be a first. I don't
Yeah.
know. Oh boy, what, 1 week in?
Yeah. he
2
was
weeks
like,
in?
Yo, I'm out.
He was like, decision day is
Right.
today.
Yeah.
2 weeks in, he was
You
like,
gotta
I
let me
can't
know.
do it with this
Right,
shit.
yeah.
See that?
Facts.
She was so disconnected from this man.
Right.
Like, she didn't even give him a chance.
She wasn't trying.
Right,
She
yeah.
wasn't trying.
Right.
Because she was not physically.
She would tell the
attracted
producer
to
she
him.
didn't even want to shoot with him and stuff like that. Like it was that deep.
Oh no, they went in the ocean, but they weren't next to each other.
Right,
See that,
facts.
right.
Yeah.
They went, what do you call that sport, man? They were on the boards, but they were paddling.
Kayaking?
Paddleboard?
Is it paddleboard?
Paddleboard.
Yeah.
They're
Right. When
paddleboarding,
you standing
but
up.
they're standing up
Yeah,
like paddleboard,
paddleboard. Right.
but they weren't next to each other.
Right.
So she was cool with that. But anything when they had to be close to each other, I'm not gonna be on TV.
Oh wow.
But could you imagine? I mean, that would be a natural instinct, though, because I don't know you.
And then on top of that, I'm not physically attracted to you.
But you know what the show is about.
right.
Right.
What you
You
signed
signed
up
up
for.
for.
You know what you
Right.
signed
yeah,
up for.
facts.
So why not give it a shot?
Right.
And
At least-
typically, the premise of the show, Mike, is people that have been struggling to find meaningful relationships.
Right.
People that's been in their
Yeah.
late
Yeah.
20s,
They
early
reach
30s,
out
maybe that's
to a
tried and
matchmaker,
tried
yeah.
and tried and failed.
Right.
And they're open to trying something new to see based on the science and these matchmakers. Am I doing something wrong to see what you can put me up with?
Right.
And
yeah.
there are some successful stories.
Yeah,
There are
facts.
some.
Yeah.
There are some, and there are a lot of them. Like they divorce out of decision day or like a week after the
week
show.
Right.
after
Yeah.
the show off.
Or some time after.
A month after the show.
Yeah,
off,
fact.
Yeah, I mean,
very few.
Right.
You know.
I mean, that's Married at First Sight. You think about Love Is Blind, like we talked about earlier, man. It was just
That's
they're,
even deeper.
They're talking through a wall,
Right.
And they're and I was intrigued by that show because
Right.
you literally have no other way of communicating or getting to know someone but talking.
Shout out
Right.
Netflix,
Yeah.
man.
That-
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out
Yeah.
to Netflix for that.
Right,
That's
you
a
have
great show.
no phone, you can't call them, can't text them,
Right.
Right.
can't see them. You can look as hard as you want through that wall.
Right.
You can't see them
Right.
until you decide, or the guy, or maybe
Or
the
the
girl,
girl.
or
Right.
the guy proposes,
Decides to propose.
Right.
and then the next time they see him, both walls open,
Right.
and they meet each other for the
First
first time.
time.
Right.
So then
Yeah.
you're like, you have in your mind what
What
she
they look
looks
like.
like.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
From
Yeah.
her voice,
Right.
from her
Right.
laugh,
Right.
whatever that you're like, ooh man, I bet she got long hair.
And
Wow.
that's
It's
where I was
bad.
getting at.
Yeah,
Zay,
it's
where I was
bad.
just like,
Yeah.
if old girl didn't have like any pictures of
Right. Yeah.
I may have been a little bit more open-minded
Yeah.
towards however our first encounter would have been.
She would
Just
have
based
got
off
a
of-
week instead of 2 weeks.
Just
Yeah.
based,
Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie though. I went to a concert, man, and I had a homegirl back in the day in college, man, who I saw. I wasn't there with her, but I saw her at the concert,
Right.
And she saw me and said, "Hey, James, what's up? What's up?" I said, "Hey, what's going on?" She's like, "Hey, I want you to meet somebody." And she wasn't trying to hook me up. She was just
Right.
introducing me to somebody. She was like, "This is my friend, man." I was like, oh, "Okay, how you doing?" She's like, "Hey,
Right.
bye." So I went on, with who I was with, and she went on about her day. The next thing I know, she calls me like the next day or two, and she was like, "Yo, remember my friend that, reached out? Oh, well, who was with me? She feeling you." I'm like, I thought like a 2-minute interaction. Okay.
Facts.
So next thing I know, like she's like trying to send me a friend request
Right.
on
Ooh.
Facebook, right?
Yes, yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So I say, hey, go back to Facebook. I'm like, I see that profile pic.
Right.
But I don't know what it is about me. I guess because I love technology, and I feel like technology can be really simple. People just
Right.
make it hard. But her picture was very pixelated. And it irked me because I'm like, Facebook tell you the dimensions, man.
Right.
They tell you how to make it clear. Like,
Right.
I was like, did she take a picture of a
Distorted.
picture?
Yeah, it's
This
distorted.
on purpose?
Right.
It's
yeah.
real distorted, bro.
Right. Fact.
So all of her pictures are distorted.
All
What's
of
going on, man? This is a red
Yeah.
So
flag.
I'm
right
like,
here.
I'm like,
Something going on with that,
but
bro.
the only truth to
Something
it,
up to that,
the
bro.
only
Right.
the only truth to it was her body type and all the pictures were the exact same what I remember
Okay.
in the concert.
Right.
So I know it's her.
Yeah.
But it's like, why is
Facially.
Why is everything blurry?
Right. Yeah.
Like, why do I have the portrait feel?
Right. Yeah.
You know, like you take a picture on your phone in portrait
Right,
mode.
right,
Like,
right,
why is
right.
everything blurry? Like,
right. Yeah. What's up with that?
So then when I finally I go to, I think the college had like a party or something, man.
Right.
She invited me to it. My homegirl invited me to it, and she was there. And that was my first time getting a chance to check her out
Right.
in the light before the lights went out.
Not in the light.
And she looked like what I thought,
Wow.
but it was like it just wasn't a connection.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, that's not how I pictured it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like your pictures, I kept wanting to say so bad, man, make your pictures clear, bro. Like,
Right.
you know, I mean, I guess Love is Blind. Like, I never had a conversation per se with her. All I had to go off of was a physicality part.
Right.
Right.
And again, and I felt really bad about it afterwards. I was like, I was attracted physically,
Right.
but then
Right.
once I saw her in the flesh,
Right.
it was like it wasn't anything different.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right,
But when I saw her in person, I was like, you know,
The connection.
great conversation,
Right.
can hold a conversation, intellectual, check all those boxes. But it was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. It was
Yeah.
just, you know, I don't know. Have y'all ever been on a blind date, or Mario, you ever been on a 2-man or whatever the situation may be? I'm gonna put it like this, man. When in your younger days, man, it was, you know, it was a thing, a 2-man. You know, whether your homeboy, your friend, or your frat brother, whatever, about to go over here and to hang out with his girl or whatever situation, they need somebody. They need a wingman or whatever.
Wingman, right.
Or whatever the
Wingman,
situation
right.
may be, you know.
Right.
You know, you get there, you know, you talk to the person, you know what I'm saying? It might be a win, it might not be a win, man, but, you know, physically attracted to this person, man. Might not be. But then when you talk to the person, like Mike said, man, you might have some similarities and stuff like that. And it might necessarily not even have to be no romantic thing. It might just like, yo, we cool.
Right.
She cool as hell, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, so I see both sides of the fence too, man. Like, I hope it's not nothing expected, because, you know, I feel like you're a really cool person, but that's just where it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, going back to my situation,
Yeah.
man, I tried. Like, I ain't just
Right.
you know up and ghost her, I guess you could say. But I tried. Like, we hung out. You know, I kicked it with her a few times.
Right.
We talking about months. Like, I
Right.
just kicked it with her.
right,
Like I literally tried
Right.
to see past it and say, well, maybe there's something I'm missing.
right.
But I just could not connect
Right.
until she was like, you know, I think
Was it a physical thing though, man?
I think it was.
Right.
It was. I mean, but then
that?
again,
See, that's what I'm saying,
See that?
man. People don't realize, man. Men, I think everybody. I do just want to put it on men, but I think females too, man, are visual
Oh, yeah.
creatures,
By
man. Like,
nature, by
like
nature,
visual
yeah.
but
creatures,
it's,
man.
but it's not. It's not 100 for me. It's not 100% physicality for me. Like
Right.
it's like I divide the pie. Like, you know,
Right.
like
What's weighted more though?
I
though,
mean,
man?
what's weighted more is the mind for me.
Right.
Like I can connect with you.
Right.
You know, not just
What-
physically.
Right.
I would say, like, for me, to me it's like half. I would say for me, physical attraction is a good. It's probably like a 50.
Okay, at 100% of the pie.
Yeah,
At
bro,
100% of the
yeah,
pie.
you
How
gotta-
much-
you
how
gotta
much-
slice down the
I said it was
middle, bro.
50. I said it was 50.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, there you go.
It's
50,
even 50 for me.
You
Wow,
gotta be.
J-Man.
You gotta be, bro.
It's 50 because the other part of it, you know, we talking about spirituality. We talking
Right,
about,
yeah.
talking about, you know,
Stability.
intellectual.
So it's less than 50
ambition.
then.
and-
all of that.
Yeah,
like,
all
like
of that.
With this other person in college, man, it was like she had the other half of the 50.
Right.
But it was like that physicality part. it was like, man, I just don't know. Like, I mean, I ain't
I ain't gonna let you in. I ain't gonna let you in, Mark, off that. So it's more than 50 then. The physicality is more than 50.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, when you said 50,
Yeah.
I don't really
Stop
know.
Stop it, Jay.
I don't know if I got
It might be
Realistically-
60-40. You might have 60-40.
It may be.
but now, I'm saying that back then, oh yeah, it was probably more. But as I've grown and matured,
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 50-50 for me.
Right.
But
Yeah.
back then, yeah, it was more. I ain't gonna lie. In college, man, I
Right.
mean, it was definitely more.
100%.
Right.
But now it's not. But like in college, man, I was like, you know what? Like I can't do it. Like I mean, I ain't no look. I am no LL Cool J.
Right,
Right.
I am
Denzel,
no
Usher.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Right.
I'm none of that.
So,
Bro,
You know what I'm
and I
saying,
think
bro?
all of our female listeners are saying the same. They're like,
Right,
wait a minute,
yeah.
hold on
Right,
now.
right,
You,
yeah.
how you not gonna be a 10? But you want me to be a 10?
Right, right.
Yeah, we never said that. We never said that.
Hey.
None of us. That
No, but
is
then-
not
but then-
our opinion.
But then you know
Facts.
when you get asked the question like, how come it won't work between us? We vibe so well,
Right.
and I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, I'm young and dumb. I care about people's feelings a lot. I could not tell her the truth.
Right.
Right.
For
Okay.
you. That for
I
you.
couldn't do it. I
Right.
just literally said, it just doesn't work for me.
Right.
That's what I kept saying.
Yeah.
I
It's
could
not
not
you, it's
say.
me.
I
Right.
could not. Right.
Basically.
But I didn't say it. Right. That's it. I was like, I couldn't. But then now I'm kicking it with other people, you know, on college.
Right.
College campus.
Right.
You know, I'm
Right.
like, yeah. So
Right, man. And you know, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. You can go down a
Nah, go
totally
ahead.
different route. No, man.
Nah,
I'm not
come
gonna
on,
do that,
Zay.
man.
Yeah, do that.
No, man, because it's gonna paint me in a bad light, man. But
so I got painted in the bad light.
no, I just said me personally. Me personally, nah, man, because you know, at the end of the day, like you said, I'm not no LL Cool J, no Usher, no Chris Brown, or nothing like that. So I don't have no high, thought of myself or anything like that, man. But for me personally, it's just like we both had to be attracted to each other at the end of the day, man. Because the other stuff, I applaud y'all 100%, man. But I know me, man. I'm a visual person, man. Like that the rest of that, it goes hand in hand for me. Can we connect on a different level? But firstly, I need to see if I'm attracted to you.
Right.
Then I can build off everything else, man. And then it might be some things that I might not need intellectually, and then I can just have the physical. That sounds shallow, don't it? That's shallow.
That's shallow.
That is shallow.
That's being real, though. That's being real, though. Because, bro, it go
That's
back to
shallow
me.
as
Like, I
hell.
can't.
Right.
Personally, I could never be on something like Love is Blind, bro. Like, to me, it's...
Mark making me feel better about myself.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's being shallow. I just think it's being real. Like, it has to be some type of physical attraction.
Right, yeah.
For me to open that door fully,
Mike,
you need to be. I need
stop
to know what
the
I'm like.
insanity, bro. You have to be attracted.
You have to be on some level.
Right.
Bro, we gotta lay down with this person, bro. You gotta introduce people to your family.
Right.
Beauty fades though, man. Like y'all know that, right? Like I mean,
Yes, it does. But initially, you have to be attracted to that person.
Oh, for
yeah,
sure.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
And I'm not saying like, and trying to be facetious and everything. I'm not saying that people need to be beauty first.
Right.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about physical attraction.
Right.
That's what we're talking about, bro.
I will-
On whatever love that means to you.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
I will say this though, as with my wife, I will say this: as I've gotten older and when I got to get to know her, the things that I thought I needed, it lessened.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes
Growth.
sense.
That's growth.
100%.
But that come with age.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
But
That's
experience.
growth. Right.
What I thought back in the college days,
Yeah.
70-30.
Yeah.
Of course.
That pie kept changing.
Right.
50-50.
Yeah. Right.
It
Yeah.
kept
Right.
changing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that,
I
bro.
want a
Right.
girl. I want
Right.
a woman that got this. I'm
100%.
talking about this.
No, of course.
Physical.
Of
They got
course.
this.
And I think that women can say the same thing.
Yeah,
Because
facts.
look,
You know what I'm
man,
saying?
how many times we hear women say they got a list?
Right.
Right.
You gotta be,
I got standards. I'm 40 and I'm single.
Right.
But I got standards. Right.
Chili
I
from
got
TLC.
You got to have $1 million in the
show.
bank. You got to be
gotta
an
be
entrepreneur.
6'5".
You got to be 6'5", and your little man got to be 6'5".
Right, too,
You know
on
what
top
I'm
of
saying?
that,
And you got to
right.
drive a sports car. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
how many times have we heard that?
Right.
But you struggling to find somebody because you're looking at the wrong
Right.
piece of the
Talking
puzzle.
Facts, man.
Nah,
Yeah.
look,
So
look,
where's the balance?
there was a show.
Yeah.
Check it out. It was
Right.
a long show way back in the day. Chili from TLC
Right.
had a show, and she had a list.
Right.
And
It was out the door.
The guys had, if they did not check those boxes, she was not feeling them. And
Did she end up with somebody?
No,
No.
Of course not.
That's what I'm saying. Because, but we're
Still
all,
single.
we're all
Right.
guilty
To this day.
we're all guilty of having a
Right.
list.
Right.
Right.
But can we all agree women more so than men though? You know, with the list as far
yes,
as
yes,
far as moving to the
stringent-
next level,
being
type
as
stuff,
stringent
you know what I'm
as
saying?
what they list as guys,
Right,
yes,
you know, because like I
definitely
said,
agree.
like J Mac said so eloquently, like our list changes as we evolve.
Right, yeah.
As we go, we become
should.
less shallow
It
and
should.
more
Right,
and more
yeah.
deep about what we see in a
Yeah.
woman. Right, as far as we pop that question.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
When we start having excuses and say, look,
Right.
I'm done looking for this, and that. I don't need long hair. I don't need you to be natural.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need for you to have all this and that.
Right.
You know, but I'm
Coke
looking for a
bottle shape.
substance.
Right,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
fact.
You're right. So, but women.
women have
hold
gone-
on to that longer than
Right,
we do sometimes, right?
Yeah. I think women have gotten to the same speed as us as it relates to that, as far as their expectations.
I guess
of what
when they get older, like
Well,
as
yeah,
they
if
as they
gotten
age,
older,
But
right,
yeah.
much older than we are.
right, yeah,
At
facts
that-
as they
at
age,
that-
right,
Right,
yeah,
right,
facts.
right.
Yeah,
Like, I
and then some of them are not even willing to even as they age relinquish what they perceive, what they, you know what I'm saying, they list.
Sure.
But have
Fact.
you, real talk, have you ever looked at a couple when you out and about and you see a skinny woman with a big fat obese man,
Or vice versa.
or vice versa?
No discrimination.
really.
Or vice
and,
versa.
Not
and
really.
do you look at it and be like, I know she ain't with him for this. He
Yeah.
must got money.
So
Right.
you, so you
We
already,
all- we all
you
guilty of
already
that.
right.
You know must
All
got
the
money.
time.
You
We
making
all guilty of
assumptions
that.
already.
That
You already
prejudgment,
know, right?
right.
We all guilty of it, bro.
But like Mike said, they could have connected on a
the other
deeper
level,
level.
right?
So
Yeah,
love
facts.
is
You know what I'm
blind.
saying? We-
Facts.
It is.
So
In
love
certain
on
situations,
certain
I think.
situations. Certain
It is.
situations.
Like
Yeah,
if you know, in our minds, we're like, ain't no way. Now, how
Right.
does that work? How does that work mathematically? When you in the bed with
Right,
old boy
facts.
or old girl,
Yeah,
Bro.
man.
I don't know how that
Yeah,
works,
man.
Nah,
who,
Yeah.
who
She-
does
she
what?
would've-
bro?
Right,
Like
facts,
that.
man. Facts.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
That
so
nigga got money.
I
right,
couldn't do it, bro. I
facts.
couldn't do
Yeah,
it, bro.
it ain't tricking if you got it.
Right, he
Ain't
bringing something.
tricking if you got it.
He bringing something to the table.
I couldn't do it.
Shawty, you know that
Facts.
Hey,
Hey,
so I
so-
guess beauty ain't that deep, then, man.
Bro,
I don't
In
think
certain
it is.
situations.
I think it's pretty surface, bro.
Yeah, surface level. That I mean, that's the at the end of the day. It is
Initially,
surface
anyway.
level. Yeah,
I
facts.
don't think you can hear beauty. I don't think you can.
Right. You can't hear ugly if we talk
Can't-
about that.
can't hear ugly.
You know, some people have said,
Hey man,
some people have said they can hear ugly, right? You know, shout out to our listeners out
right,
there.
yeah, facts.
You can hear
Hey,
ugly.
I don't
Right.
even know what that means.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna
Or you
lie.
can- Or you can do the Ray Charles. You can feel their wrist.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Hear ugly.
Right,
I
facts.
don't know what
That's
that
taking it
means.
to another level right there,
The
right?
Beauty ain't that deep.
Right.
Sometimes it's very surface.
Yo, whoever said that, we gotta put you on the show, man.
Right,
Yes.
yeah, man.
Please come
That's
on
a
the show.
word right
Please.
there,
You
right,
got some
right.
explaining
Come
to
on
do.
in,
Yeah,
We
we
got
trying to.
We don't know what it really means.
We want to
you know
delve
what I'm saying?
deeper into that.
Real.
Hey man,
Yeah.
but hey, I hope y'all had fun with us tonight, man.
Yeah,
No
blast.
doubt.
Today,
This
whenever
was a
you're watching
blast,
us,
man.
you know, man, this Three Bros in the Mic,
Hey man, leave us a comment, man. Tell us how y'all feel about what we talked about
Right.
today, man.
Sir, yes,
For
sir.
real,
What
man.
y'all want to talk about in the future? Let us know, man.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
YouTube,
Smash that.
Instagram,
Twitter.
Twitter, IG,
Facebook. We on
Facebook.
all the major social media.
Yeah, man. So look, all those other social medias, man, we give previews and snippets of our full episode
Yeah.
that's on YouTube.
Facts.
So after you watch the little snippet, man, come and watch us on
Right.
YouTube.
Or make a comment. You can make a comment on all the social media platforms.
Yeah,
Please
man.
struggle
Yeah,
with
right.
that one, didn't it?
We want to know what y'all thinking, man. What topics we can discuss, man. Let us know.
Or what drinks y'all want us to like
Yeah,
feature.
next.
Yeah.
What should we try next?
Tell us
Hey,
something
let's
to
go,
try, man.
man.
Tell us
What
something
should we
to
try
try.
next,
man? We
man?
got Crown, man.
XO, man. Have y'all tried that? Let us know how you tried that. What you mix it with?
Hey,
What's your
Right,
Let us know,
right,
man.
right.
All right, man. We love y'all, man. We out.
Three Bros
Appreciate
on
it,
mic.
appreciate it.
already
Catch
know.
y'all next episode.
Facts.
Yo.